Steve, 2 wins in a row. How much does that do for just lifting the players after the difficulty of the Oxford City result?
I don't know how much the Oxford City result really affected them. If I'm honest, it might have affected me a little bit more than it affected them. I would have expected a better performance from the guys in that game, but I think our main focus this season has been on our league games anyway. So I don't think it affected them that much, other than to say there was definitely a reaction and definitely a look in their eye when we played Dagenham, which was going to be a tough game anyway. So I don't know how much that affected them. 2 wins on the bounce, you can't beat it unless you go 3 wins on the bounce, and you can only beat that by going 4, etc., etc. So I don't think it really affected them that much, if I'm honest.
And you mentioned that run of 2 wins in a row, trying to make it 3. How do you keep it going?
Well, pretty much doing the same things that we've been doing all season, really. However big and however large you look at the bigger picture, there's always the small components on the way that have got you to either win games or to get you on an unbeaten run. We still keep those principles. We'll still have those values in and around the club. And yeah, I suppose really probably just that everything they do, the minute they come into the ground in the morning, is habitual. They pretty much know the rules and regs for whatever they do.
And simultaneously, Fabian Mrozek and Cian Harris have been settling in as well. How well do you feel they have settled in?
Really well. I think they've settled in really well. It's an easy group to settle in with if you come in, bide your time, don't say too much, see how it's all working, work out where your position will be, sometimes in the pecking order in a dressing room. They've come in along with Luke as well, and settled in well, and I think that's it's a credit to them, but it's also a credit to the lads in the dressing room that they've already come in with, how welcoming they make it. So I know I talk a lot about spirit, and we've got that.
And players who can do that, the key skills are listening, watching and learning, aren't they?
Yeah, giving. We've missed out giving there. I think giving is important. A lot of them, even when they're not in the starting lineup, they will be disappointed. I know that. I understand that. It's not easy for me that I have to disappoint. A lot of the lads that I love. I got a lot of time for the boys in there, but you can't play everybody. And the disappointment for me will always be the boys that I'm leaving out. I know it looks like sometimes you've just got to concentrate on that 11. Well, I have to concentrate on that 11 when I'm prepping a game. And sometimes, when you've got enough numbers, you can focus on 20 of the outfield players when you're doing training, and you want to do some of your functional work, and you want to do some of your patterns and your ideas for the weekend. But we haven't had the luxury of having 10 other outfield players that are training alongside the other 10 that are actually going to start the game. So for me, the difficulty is, and I spend a lot of time with, the guys that are not in the team, and just making sure they're part of it, because at any God-given moment, they can be in the team. So I think they've been really, really good. The boys that haven't always started, and very, very supportive of, the other guys. That stands out. I mean, I see it and I hear it when I'm on the bench with them, and that's really important.
And can you do a little bit more with the wider squad on a week like this, where you've got a full week between matches?
Depends on how the week starts, doesn't it?
How did this week start?
Well, it hasn't probably started yet.
Rightio.
When you say that, so first of all, you're implying, can you change the team? Yeah, you can.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, basically, has it been a good full week's training with a bit of work?
I thought you meant going into the week ahead. Well, no, obviously, yeah, you can obviously include them, and like I said, when you've got them other 10 players as well as the players that have been starting, then they can integrate into all the patterns. So we've managed to do quite a few things there this week, a few different things as well. So yeah, I mean that's been really important when you get time on the training ground, and we've got another day tomorrow as well to finish off our prep for this weekend. I thought you meant where we've got another Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday week. That's what I thought you meant from
Yes, calm before the storm, isn't it?
Always is, yeah.
Braintree, they were supposed to have a midweek game, but haven't.
Yeah.
How much will that just make them a little bit fresher than they might have been otherwise?
Well, a lot fresher, wouldn't it? I mean, but, you know, we should be fresh enough going into the weekend's game as well. So, you know, there's nothing given there. But we haven't really had that look too much this season anyway, when there's meant to be games and then all of a sudden, you know, it's kicked back on us. So, look, you know, the game was off the other night. There's not a lot we can do about that. It's something that's out of our control. We don't know what the weather was like in Gateshead. Obviously bad enough for the game to be off. So yeah, it hasn't affected our preparation, put it that way.
And what do you make of Braintree?
Difficult, dangerous. So we've got to make sure that we're bang on our game this weekend. We've got to make sure with that. So but I look at training today and I look at training the other day, I think, you know, we seem to be looking forward to the game. You know, I think those couple of wins really help. Certainly help the mood. So, not there's anything ever wrong with the mood, but, you know, nothing like a couple of wins.
Young Jose Marquez has been given his first professional contract. Tell me about him, because he looks an exciting prospect, but I guess still very young as well.
Yeah, I mean, very young, you know. And the thing is with him as well, is his development's always going to be a year behind because of the year he had out with his cruciate ligament. So he's always going to be a little bit behind. But it's funny, but he has, you know, some really good strong legs on him, strong thighs on him, you know, for such a young boy. But he might have got that from his injury, having to work so hard at getting them bigger and stronger again. So sometimes, you know, if you are going to have an ACL, you're better off having it 18 than you are at 28 or 30. So hopefully that stays strong for him now and he has no repercussions of that injury. But it's great to have him. He's great in and around. I love it when you can put a young lad in and amongst the first team, because when you can do that, they're infectious and they can bring the session up sometimes. And you know, whilst he doesn't need to do that, he has got that freshness about him. And yeah, it'll be good. He's going to stay out on loan for the rest of the season. There's no point in interrupting what's been a good season for him out on loan. And I think he's really enjoyed it, and it will help his it'll help his development. So we're really pleased with him, and he was good when he played in that game against Blackburn. I thought there was some good movements from him. Yet to find out what's probably going to be his best position. That's the one, because there's a bit different playing up front in a 2 and then playing up front and being a 9 in a 4-3-3. So we're still trying to find that bit out, and we will do over a period of time. But he's a great kid, and he looks like it's great. He comes training every day, and it just takes you back to your youth when you ran out and you could do anything you want, and he just looks like he's enjoying it. And the lads are enjoying having him as well. They like him, and the reason they like him is he's not bad.
Hard work and patience the key now?
Well, patience is definitely the key. Hard work's a must. It has to be a gimme. Well, it has to be a gimme here now anyway. Otherwise, none of them have got a chance if we don't work hard. So that's a bit accepted as a gimme here now. But there's always patience with young players.
Injuries? How's the squad this weekend?
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing I'm searching for there. There's only Geordie. Teddy's back on the grass. Won't be yet, but Teddy's back on the grass. I think that's the only 2 we're thinking about, yeah.
I mean, that's good news on Teddy Jenks. What's the timescale possibly from here?
Probably another 4 weeks, probably. probably another 4 weeks or so. So, yeah, nothing to get too excited about, other than it's nice to have him back out on the grass and doing a little bit rather than being stuck in the gym.